ladies and gentlemen, my accounts just hit all-time highs. I've recently sold Starbucks and MMM, which probably crushes a lot of your hearts, but I'm an idiot and I'm still making money, so I hope you are as well. And it's Friday, so can't stop, won't stop. Go and make that booty drop. Welcome back, my passive income investments. Before we head over to my computer and actually look within my portfolio, I should probably explain to you why I sold Starbucks and 3M, which is crushing news to many of you in the dividend community, I'm sure. And I'm an idiot in this market, guys. I'm not a professional investment advisor. I do this for entertainment, and I'm still able to get some crazy market returns, and I really hope you are as well. Now, why did I sell Starbucks and 3M? Well, basically, when I look over my entire portfolio, there's only a few reasons I did it. One of them is scale. One of them is currency conversion and my allocation toward global investments. As I'm a Canadian and I realize the majority of my investments are in the US, which experience withholding tax and currency volatility. And I realized as well that these companies, I can't really scale them the way I want to. I had really tiny positions in these, and I sold Starbucks at a $300 loss. I made about $70 or $80 on 3M before the commissions, and I just started realizing that I'm never going to be able to scale these fast enough to get them to where I want them to be. And the fact that a lot of my dividend income is coming from the US right now, I want to start mitigating that and buying some more Canadian stocks. So let me go into the portfolio. We're going to actually break this down for you. If you guys enjoyed this information, slap a like and consider subscribing, or even hit that dislike if you thought that was a bad decision to sell those companies. But hopefully by the end of this, you'll see where I'm coming from. But other than that, guys, maybe consider hitting up my Patreon as well, and you can become a sponsor of one of my portfolio update videos if that interests you. If not, whatever. I'm still hustling and keeping the dream alive. So let's head on over to the portfolio, guys, and check this out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, to see I'm not one of those schemy liars, here are my Scotia iTrade accounts to start. My three different portfolios, currently worth $120,914, and my RBC account where I sold 3M with $1,563 totaling Canadian. And if we combine all of that together, we get over $122,000. Mind you, I have personally contributed about $500 in the last month. So, I mean, it's not really that big of a deal considering the capital gains we've had. My TFSA currently sitting at all-time highs, $93,000. We're going to start in here and slowly break down what I've done with the money that I sold out of Starbucks and what I'm doing with the money I sold from 3M. So jumping right into it, the first thing some of you probably have noticed over the last week is I've actually fully scaled down my bank positions. So Bank of Nova Scotia and Canadian Imperial Bank, I finally have them to the size where I want them to be, and I repositioned that money into RioCan, which is a Canadian REIT that pays a monthly dividend, and I wanted a REIT, a Canadian REIT, so I can get qualified dividends, which means I pay zero tax. And my currently Canadian positions amount to $39,537. Now, even in this account, we can see how I'm US leveraged, considering my US accounts sit in US dollars, and the current valuation is $40,638 with the capital gains I'm currently sitting on, which is a heck of a lot more than 38,000 Canadian. I think with the conversion, that's probably closer to about 45, 50-ish, somewhere in between. And currently, I haven't done anything with these positions. I recently added a tiny amount to GEO Group because it's on a big decline and it's my worst performer. But other than that, we're starting to see a lot of green. Apple over 50%. Microsoft hit more all-time highs recently, and we're at 41%. But this isn't the interesting part. This is just a quick update. So let me go into my managed account where I've moved a lot of money around. Currently, I sold Starbucks out of this account. And like I said, because the scale was so small, I couldn't ever see me making more than a few $100s up or down. And on top of that, the dividend yield was way too tiny, and I do not have the capital at hand over the next, half a year to get it to that $10,000 position where I like my companies being. So in light of that, I actually sold it and I transferred that money along with Johnson & Johnson. If you notice that, slap a like. That's something I haven't mentioned yet. But I also sold Johnson & Johnson. But what I like more is J&J. So I transferred that money into my RRSP account, so I wouldn't have to pay any taxes on that money because that was earned income. So to mitigate my taxes at the end of the year and save me about $1,000, I dumped all of that money that I had in J&J and Starbucks in this account. I transferred it to US, and then I bought a higher position in J&J. I scaled my position up, and this is in US dollars, by the way, so I did do the currency conversion. I've got about 4,500 CAD within J&J now, and luckily I bought it for pretty much the same price I sold it for, because it does take a couple days to close those trades out to actually allow you to transfer that money. So I'm glad that I was able to shovel all this into J&J and start scaling it more, because I just feel like J&J is going to give me a much greater return than that $300 loss that I took on Starbucks. Now, I still love Starbucks, don't get me wrong, but for where I want to see my portfolio in the future, I just can't see those companies getting me there fast enough with the money that I'm contributing. So what I'm going to do to follow up the rest of the year is I am going to scale down my position in BTI. I just want to see these sit here for a little longer because I don't want to get stuck where these companies keep going up, or I might have to leverage down on them over time, as they are my biggest positions, because as you can see, I do hold those companies inside of my TFSA as well. So what I'm going to do is sell off BTI toward the end of this year. I'm going to keep MO and Tesla in this account, and then at the beginning of next year, I can contribute another $6,000 to my TFSA, in which I'll sell MO and then put that money into BTI and MO in the TFSA account, along with probably averaging out some of these other positions as well, because I'd still like to contribute a little more to MO and probably a little bit more to GEO, and really scale up BTI so it sits roughly at the same amount that I have in MO here. So that's basically what I've done within these accounts and what I'm seeing happening. And then on top of that, if we go into the RBC account where I sold 3M, I was actually up, like I said, I think it was like $50 or $60 on the position, but I'm running into the same dilemma where I'm way too overexposed to the US and the currency fluctuations. As we can see now, $1 US equals $1.31 Canadian. So what I want to do in here is start looking for Canadian positions. I might add another REIT, even though it's outside of a qualified account. I can still get discounts off the taxes I'll be paying on it so long as I hold it long enough. So I think I might use this account to continue scaling RioCan. But in the meantime, I'm just sitting on cash. I'm going to keep my eyes open, and I'm going to start using this account to start readjusting my Canadian positions, because I am just heavy US, and I'm still trying to mitigate so I get an even income of Canadian and US. But currently right now, I think I'm getting about 2,500 US, and I'm only getting about 1,900, just under 2,000 Canadian. And if you convert that 2,400 US to CAD, it's more like, you know, whatever it ends up being, because my total dividend right now is $5,638 Canadian, which is the highest it's ever been, baby. And in light of that, guys, I want you to let me know what you think about my portfolio and what I've done here in the comment section below. And remember, considering if you want to be a sponsor, I want to shout you out. If you want me to help you grow your channel, you can come on over to my Patreon here. I'm only allowing a minimum amount of sponsors to come in at $25 per, which gives you a shout out in one of my videos to help further promote. If you guys enjoyed this video, consider slapping a like and subscribing. You can go check out a live stream that I did with JMac Investing. I'll leave the link in the description below. Incredible time I had with you, buddy. Thanks for inviting me out to do that first ever live stream. And it was his first monetized live stream. He actually got a $5 tip. Really interesting stuff. But stay cool. Stay awesome, guys. I look forward to chatting to you real soon.